I'm Matthew Banger, so I'm a Gait lab technician at Imperial College. So we're at the Imperial Lates here, which is going on in the background. So it's an initiative of researchers being able to bring their research to the public. And so we're bringing our motion capture system today. So we've got it set up. So we're trying to work out if we can use markerless motion capture to capture how people are moving and to see if there are signs of early changes in their health. So indicators of early disease. So if we're thinking things like arthritis, we know that your hips and knees are going to get affected and it's going to change how you move. So we're trying to work out how early you can actually start picking these things up. The only thing with that, so we've got typical marker-based motion capture, so these are obviously very, very accurate, but when we're thinking about how we can do that in large numbers, that we need to get people with early onset of diseases, we have to look at large numbers of people, and realistically we can't do that with a marker-based system. So we're taking a markerless-based approach, going into public spaces, and we're trying to get as many people in the hope that we'll be able to filter that down through their various biomechanical signals, clustering people into certain groups, inviting those groups into our big biodynamics lab, really heavily profiling them to work out what is changing about them from a biomechanical point of view, but we're also looking to engage with other researchers and see if even there's biochemical changes and all kinds of factors that we might be able to profile in these people. And hopefully from then, we can then start having interventions in these people. So we're not saying that we're ever going to be able to stop these diseases, we're just trying to put people in a better place so that they can cope better with the onset of these diseases, and potentially also the treatments that they get, they're going to react better to them. The markerless system, the way it's working, so we've got a number of cameras. So they're just normal video cameras. They've all been synchronized and they're recording someone from a lot of different angles. So we can basically get a good idea of what that person, how they're standing, because there's machine learning, deep learning models. They're designed to recognize first that there's a human there. They then, from that recognition, they can start taking out certain features about them. So where their face is, so eye detection, head, joints like shoulders, knees, and then we can apply a biomechanical model onto something like that. So we've got a good idea of what the kind of skeleton of someone is, because ultimately movement is the driving of your skeleton. But we've got all these baggy clothes on and we've got tissues on top of our bones, so we're always having to deal with this idea of measuring something on the surface and then having some kind of assumption about where the actual underlying bones are. And so we work with companies like Target, and we use systems such as the OptiTrack system for capturing the data, and then software such as Capture, which gives us a real-time solution that is very, very good for engaging members of the public. The amount of students that we had running through here earlier just going, oh, that's cool, is basically why we're looking at using these systems, because it draws people in, it explains the technology very well and in real time. And then we've got the more accurate systems, such as the Thea system, which is very much processed offline. And that gives us a kind of more refined biomechanical system that we can start doing that analysis on the signals that are coming from how people are moving. And today we're trying to look at probably something like 100 people, so this is just a 3-hour event. Previously we did a 2-day event where we were looking at 300-400 people. So we've initially set the goal of getting about 10,000 people over the next 2 years. So we think that would give us a nice distribution. So we're not just kind of working on serendipity, like we're targeting certain groups that might not naturally engage with this kind of research. So they wouldn't necessarily come to a university like this. So we're trying to take systems to it. Again, why this system is so much more powerful. So we've been to Knees and Temple, we've been to different kind of cultural groups. We're planning on religious organisations because they're very structured and the type of people that go there. But we're also going to be setting up in public spaces, so shopping centres and just people who are going to be around. And so we need something that's very, very quick So especially if you're in a shopping centre, typically, a motion capture session might take something like 90 minutes. No one's going to come up and do a 90-minute session with you. So with the Markerless system, we're expecting like a 3-minute, 4-minute profile, and then subsequent questionnaires, which you can do kind of online with your mobile phone. So we've got a really nice picture of that person. So we're the MSK lab at Imperial College. So if you look at that, so if you look at my name, so Matty Banger, you'll be able to find me. And we're trying to make as much noise about when we're going to be out into the communities. So we will try and advertise those on our Twitter account, which anyone can follow. And generally, if they approach me, we can put them on emailing lists to basically say that we can, when and where we're going to be taking these systems. Or even if people want to invite us, like we're very open to taking this to different communities. If people are seeing this and they feel like actually they would like to engage, we can definitely coordinate trying to take them into places where they feel like they would actually be able to interact with us.